Pause and think. Can you remember that moment you felt uneasy when you took a bite of your favorite fruit you bought from the roadside fruit seller? Trace that second you felt a sharp pang of pain in your abdomen when you ate from your popular mama put joint. Or that day you handled food without washing your hands and felt nauseous throughout the day. In fact, you had severe diarrhea and got admitted into the hospital. That experience has a medical name. It's called food poisoning. Food poisoning, according to Mayo Clinic, is illnesses caused by eating contaminated food. Infectious organisms such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites are the most common causes of food poisoning. I took a stroll with the camera crew to investigate the state of food handling by food vendors. As explained earlier, bacteria and viruses passed into food through poor handling or exposure to dirty environments is the primary means of food contamination, thus resulting to food poisoning. Our first point was at a fish seller's display point. Though she used the fork to pick pieces of fish to be sold to customers, her wares were uncovered and exposed to polluted air all around. Another woman, feeding her baby, displayed a panla fish just inches off the bare dusty road. Certainly, the dust and toxins from exhaust pipe rest comfortably on a smoked fish. Our camera captured more footages. The nut seller who used his bare hands to serve and package into plastic bags. We bought some popcorn and granules from a woman hawking our wares. Our guguru and ekpa was sold to us 3 feet from the gutter on the very road of Agege. Like you guessed, our bare hands were used to squeeze out the skin of the fried granules. Another scene our camera captured was a fruit seller in the process of preparing slices of watermelon. He handled these melons without hand gloves in an open space beside a busy road. Now, take a moment to imagine where his hands must have been before now. Well, your imagination is as good as mine. Other scenes drew our attention. Now, before you begin to vow never to buy fruits or food from outdoor vendors, hear out Mrs. Ijiwala, a nutritionist working with one of you. On the heels of the reconstruction work going on along some parts of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, which has necessitated partial closure of some parts of the road, FRC officials, LASMA, the Nigerian police force have allayed the fears of motorists, saying that there is no cause for alarm. Although there seems to be slow movement of vehicles, there's no heavy traffic gridlock. Folashade Ogunrinde reporting for IATV Lagos. 5th of April 2020. The Lagos State government made compulsory the use of nose mask to prevent the transmission of COVID-19 from one person to another. But in Lagos State, Nigeria, it is fast becoming a chin mask. Hello and welcome to the COVID-19 update for the 5th of June 2020. I am Folashade Ogunrinde. Now let's begin with the current global figures on COVID-19. Around the world right now, the total number of coronavirus cases stands at 6,723,644. The total number of deaths stands at 393,552. And the total number of recovered persons, 3,266,767. Densely populated cities such as Lagos, Dhaka, Mumbai and Medellin, like magnets, attract a teeming number of people to itself. The advantages are enormous, but with these benefits come the downsides: overpopulation. These overcrowded suburbs bring about an overstretch of basic amenities such as sanitation, electricity, water, housing, and even drainage systems. A typical example is Agege community. A large part of Agege community is characterized by open drainage systems, flooded waterways, trash buildup, and a consistent neglect of basic food safety regulations. To forestall an epidemic of cholera or even the dreaded Lassa fever virus, members of the Agege Local Government Environmental Sanitation Department move around these neighborhoods to enforce food safety and environmental laws. In this neighborhood, while some residents reluctantly obeyed instructions from the sanitation officers, others vented their displeasure. In a twist of event, Some residents lauded the activities of the sanitation officers. To them, it's a move that can help prevent disease outbreak.
So mi ò rí big deal inú ẹ̀. Àìsàn tí wọ́n ló wà níta kò ní kàn wá kò ní kàn mọ́ wa fún àǹfààní ara wa ni gbogbo ohun tí à ń ṣe ó tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn Ọlọ́run kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kó fún wa lókun àtagbára láti máa ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ nǹkan tí tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ká ṣe.
These residents, however, expressed areas of neglect by the government. According to them, agencies who ought to pick up their trash do not come regularly, thus leading to a build-up of garbage. One of the sanitation officers, Sanitarian Akindumbi Comfort, refuted the claims made by the residents. She said most of the residents do not pay their trash bill.
They have many streets, so when they go and dump, it's when they discharge that one they are carrying before they will now go back to another street. And they're supposed to visit a street in at least a week, once in a week. And you know, since they have many streets, for them to move around the whole street, it's sometimes difficult for them. So that's why you see that the people will be complaining that they are not coming. And on the other hand, these people, they don't pay. Some of them will not pay. And you know that these PSP operators, they need money for maintaining their vehicles, paying their workers. So all these sorts of things are some of the barriers that is mitigating against their services with the community.
The sanitation officer, however, assured us that these residents, having been served a notice, will comply with directives to avoid being charged to court.
Because we have notices that we serve them. As we can see, as we are going, giving them oral notice, we are as well serving them abatement notice. So it's that abatement notice, when we serve them, everything we are telling them is inside the notice. So that one we keep reminding them that these people, they have come. If they come again and see this our environment like this, we will not give them that notice again. We are charging them to court. So they don't want to go to court. So they have to keep to the instruction that we have given to them.
Head of Department Environmental Services at Agege Local Government Area, Mr. Kolawole Ajanoku, also pleaded with the Lagos State Government to beef up the number of officers in order to achieve better results.
But the commitment of the government on itself in terms of the funds, the personnel that we are talking about, and likewise the mobility vehicles, because we cannot be able to cover a large area without mobility vehicle. Most of these vehicles that we are using are not in good shape, unlike what we see in developed world. So these are the areas that we need to. So if for me now, if I have to walk from here, from Agege to Pennsylvania, you know those areas I want to cover. But if it's by the vehicle, it will be easy for me to cover a large space within a shorter period of time.
The dire issue of sanitation in Agege community is a reflection of some other suburbs in Lagos State, which is in desperate need of attention by Lagos State government to prevent an imminent epidemic. Folashade Ogunrinde, reporting for IETV News, Lagos. It was an event filled with laughter, celebration and thanksgiving. Family, friends, colleagues and well-wishers joined Professor Oyunisi Ibidakpo as he marked his 70th birthday and Thanksgiving at the Archbishop Vining Memorial Church Cathedral at Ikeja. The Thanksgiving service was graced by notable personalities across Nigeria, among whom were former President Olusegun Obasanjo, royal fathers, erudite scholars, as well as high-standing clerics. With melodious hymns, songs, prayers, dancing and thanksgiving, the distinguished Professor of Systems Engineering and former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos gave heartfelt thanks to God. After the church service, friends, family and well-wishers joined the celebrant to capture the memory of the day. Family and friends of the celebrant, Professor Oyunisi Ibidakpo, had great things to say about the celebrant.
He's been a very wonderful dad. He's done very well. I'm very proud of him, and it's been a lovely day, and I know he's going to enjoy today very much. And yeah, I wish him a good day, and hopefully enjoys the rest of his days. Yeah.
My dad is fantastic. He's amazing. He's the greatest man I know. I'm so proud to be his daughter. I wish him many more years in good health and wealth.
My grandpa is nice, and I want to wish him a happy birthday for his 70th birthday.
His achievements in academics over the years is still a big record for many people to be able to catch up with. So I feel proud of him. I congratulate him on this day of his 70th.
We wish him long life and prosperity and more achievements. Life begins at 90. So we wish he's just 70. And we wish him more achievements.
And he's loving, he is generous, he is a devout Christian. I wish him more strength, energy, and as he grows older, that he will age gracefully.
Professor Oyenusi Ibidapo Obe, in an interview with IATV Lagos, expressed his joy and gratitude to God for grace to live for 7 decades.
To God for preservation of life and for whatever He has given me that has made me happy, contented, and looking forward to do more for humanity. So I'm very grateful. It's an endowment.
The erudite professor and celebrant used the platform to encourage Nigerian youths that better days are coming for the nation. In Lagos, Folashade Ogunrinde reporting.